Morning, welcome back to another video, and today is the Q&A day. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay guys, so today I wanted to do a Q&A for Monday's video, so you know, all that jazz and everything. I fancied doing a Q&A because last time I did a Q&A, we were at 2,000 subscribers. We are coming up close to 5,000, so that means we've got near on 300,000 more people than we did have beforehand. And maybe I can answer some of your questions about gold making or gold farming in general. So, that being the case, let's get into question 1. Okay, so the first question that comes from Mark Freezes, or something along those lines. Can you actually make money with Ventus runes? They are worth absolutely nothing on my server. So what he's asking is, can you actually make money? Yes, you can make money. It just depends on your realm, really. If we go into my Ventus runes on my TSM for my realm at this moment in time, I'm currently crafting a load of stuff at this thing, and at the moment I can make around about 300 gold profit on both different types of Ventus runes. Now, obviously, some people can't make a profit on this. It just depends on your realm and how much people are actually selling them for and all that jazz. My suggestion would be try and find another realm if you really want to set your heart on Ventus runes to actually sell those. But they're not like the pinnacle of making gold. They're just really like they're a steady stream method in order to make gold. So it's more of an overtime thing than opposed to boom, made massive gold. Would recommend that you double down on other things that you can do, such as you could also use alchemy, create potions, see if you can make a profit on that. The best one would probably be cooking. Secondary profession, buff food is always in demand, and at the end of the day, if you go out and you use your other secondary profession of fishing, you can also make the feasts for nothing. You're just investing time over gold, so it depends on how much time you want to invest into obtaining that gold, so to speak. But to answer your question, yes, Ventus runes do sell, and I make a lot of gold from Ventus runes. Usually probably sell around about, on average, around about 50, give or take a couple every week or so. So it's mainly on the reset days. So that's pretty much what we're going at. Let's move into question number 2. And question number 2 is from Asher Grayson. And I've done a lot of 2x4s with tailoring enchanting and have made up to 500k now. Grats. But I'm having issues figuring out steady gold where I don't need to farm consistently. Any help? You could also do bulking. This is my preferred method. I bulk out a load of stuff for the beginning of the week, and then I just post that all on the auction house. We primarily do this mainly because it just flows really well with the 0 to gold cap challenge. But this is a method you can actually also do. So if you want to make a decent gold and not like 500k, not by doing like insane 2x4s and getting like 500k, you want steady gold. So when it comes to steady gold, you're mainly looking at low tier crafting items. So that would be, for example, Ventus runes. I love Ventus runes mainly because they're really, really helpful in order to do. And currently I'm crafting 200 of these. You can also, as well as inscription, you can do your mass millings. And your mass millings is literally buying something on the auction house, just a small stack, milling it, and then seeing if you've made any profit on that, and then after that you just double down by buying shit tons of it and then relisting it on the auction house. But when it comes to other professions, if you want steady gold, you could also do glyphs with inscription. You can do your Ventus runes. You can also do your mass millings, which is a shuffle. With alchemy, you can also produce mounts. The primarily one from that one is the Vial of the Sands, but that's only if you have the actual recipe. So it depends if you want to put in the time to get the recipe first of all. But if you want to go for a lazy way but doesn't yield that much of an uptick, but it still provides you with an uptick, then it's dual crafting, because you're pretty much going to make around about 10k, give or take 10-20k, depending on the actual amount of the panthers, and that only requires you to be revered and exalted with, no, honoured and exalted with the Order of the Cloud Serpents. And that's really easy to do, as all you're doing is just flying around the area picking up onyx eggs for like the next day or so. And I've managed to do it I managed to do it in a day and a half, and that was just like by logging in every about 4 times. So doing the route about 4 times, I managed to get exalted with little to no effort. But I've done this so many times I don't even need the TomTom add-on to do that. But with other steady gold ways of making gold, you can also do the tailoring shuffle. With your enchanting, you could do that and just craft a load of stuff. This doesn't have to be a shuffle where it's the current content stuff as well. You can also buy out a load of linen cloth and then disenchant a load of the braces. That's a good way of making gold by creating strange dust, as that's always in really relatively high demand, mainly because it's such a unique and niche enchanting material. But moving aside from tailoring and enchanting, alchemy, definitely, potions, flasks, buy all the herbs off the auction house, make a profit, flip it, get yourself to rank 3 on all that stuff. I'm only on rank 1 for Ventus runes, and I'm making a 300 gold profit. Imagine how much more gold I would make if I was at a rank 3 for my Ventus runes, and yeah, which I'm probably going to try and double down on in the future, but opposed from that, it's pretty damn good, if in all honesty. So the next thing that I'd probably go into for steady gold, and this is just off the top of my head, Goblin Gliders. Try and get in there now before 8.2 hits. Your best bet for that one is beginning run expansion, but you can still get it in, and you just create a bulk ton of this stuff. So mainly you just gather a load of big stuff and then you just sell that all on the auction house. So I hope that answers your question. Question number 3 is Sean MacDonald. Hi Dalla, I personally just got into gold making, and what would you say is the best content to farm right now? Why is it the best content to farm? Thank you. Well, thank you very much for your politeness. I actually I rather appreciate that. I personally just got into gold making. What would be the best content farm for you right now? For a beginner into gold making, you would want to just double down on current content stuff. Sounds a bit droll, I know, but at the end of the day, you want to learn the basics before you jump into the hardcore and all that jazz. So my best guess would probably pick up in herbalism and inscription, and go do the Riverbud or the Visual Hill farm. They're all on my website, which is in the description, which is the underratedpixel.com, and there are loads of herb farms you can do, and I've placed the Visual Hill one on there and the Riverbud one. So you can go pick one of those, do it as much as you can, and try and see if you can craft any of the, like the Codex of the Quiet Mind, the War Scrolls. As long as they're providing you with profit, you'll be good. But other than that, if you wanted to just go for bare minimum basics, mining and herbalism, and just do all the current content farms, Visual Hill again, you average around about 27,000 gold per hour from dual mining and herbalism on that route. So you're definitely going to make a decent amount of gold. But at the end of the day, if you wanted to do something else, then it would be pick up mining and engineering, and you can also go pick up mining and engineering and go do the titanium ore farm, which is also on my website. The route is on the website as well. And you just gather it up for about an hour and a half, which usually averages a mechanized chopper, so you'll be able to use your engineering to create a mechanized chopper. And if you're wondering where you can get the recipe for that, that would be over in the Alliance Vanguard, which is in the Borean Tundra, and you're going to need to be exalted with them. So how do you get exalted with the Alliance Vanguard? Just take your tabard off and just go through Pit of Sauron and just clear the trash consistently. You'll be able to get exalted within about 5 hours or 5 resets. So the best content to farm right now is always current content, and it's the most simplest, but it's the most effective way of making gold at this moment in time. So good luck, and I hope to see you again soon. Mr. Spooky says, for question number 4, is can you give any tips, any tip, I'm just going to add the S, can you give any tips about how to earn gold from cooking? Yeah, current content, the feasts, the sanguinated feasts, and yeah, it's just basically feasts and buff food. So anything that's current content you want to create, get yourself TSM. And if it shows a green positive, go create a shopping list. So you'd add this to queue, then you go into gathering, then you press this button here where you would open it up, and then all you have to do is go to the auction house and it will buy all your stuff for you. And I've got a TSM error because I'm messing around while I'm actually doing something. But you're more likely to make the most amount of gold with cooking is with current content stuff. It's usually the most simplest answer for gold making, if you want to actually make gold, is just current content stuff. It doesn't. There's no magical thing that you can run and get and just buy and craft and you'll make 1 billion gold. It's all an overtime game. It's more of the long game than the short term. So what I would recommend for cooking, my cooking on this character is pretty damn bad and it won't actually bring itself up, so we're going to reload the UI. But when it comes down to just basic gold making, the question's always current content. So you would want to create every single one of these as long as you are going to be on a green. So you go back into TSM, and at the moment for me it's all red. So what I would do is go over to the feasts. I would craft all of these feasts, and I would actually farm up all of this stuff using fishing and the captain's feasts and the galley banquet. You can use your fishing for that, and it literally, the red-tailed loach, Nazmir, go farm that up in Nazmir. The frenzied fangtooth, Storm Song I think. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one because I'm not too sure. And the cold tiramisus and the mondaz, and you can get all of this stuff over here as well, craft it. So at the end of the day, it's really just crafting current content stuff for a profit. So other than that, guys, let's move on to the next question, which is any tips for most to have recipes / patterns? Yeah, Vial of the Sands. I think the Vial of the Sands and the Panther Mount recipes are absolutely one of the best recipes you can get hold of. If you want to make gold and you want to make it relatively fast, make mounts. It's really that simple. If you want to make an overtime game, so you just got steady gold coming in, I would say transmog and combining that with gathering professions, such as we did at the beginning of the year. And if you want to do something where it's a lot less time taking, so you actually save more time, then I'd recommend going into alchemy and inscription, as it doesn't take that much time at all. You can just put it on the back burner while it's doing its crafts and just do something else at the exact same time. I usually do all of my crafting while I'm editing a video for like the Monday. I'll be crafting for the Wednesday. But other than that, if you really want to just get into gold making, it's as simple as picking up herbalism and going and doing a route. But for your question, buddy, the recipes and patterns, it's crafting the mounts recipes, but most have patterns and recipes. Yeah, I would like the Fellsteel long blade, but it's really not that much for me. It's like the high society top hat. Doesn't really bother me all that much. I've got it on my mage, the high society top hat pattern, and I rarely sell one, so they're not like the end all be all. It's usually mainly the low tier stuff that you just learn straight off the bat is the most have things. So to answer your question, I would say all of the battle pet recipes and patterns and the mount ones. They're pretty much all the ones you need for gold making. So that being the case, guys, that is the Q&A for the day. Have a lovely rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be on Wednesday. Take it easy, guys.